First things first, for further information on this build and how to exactly build it, you're going to go to Nostalgic's guide, N-A-Z-T-A-L-G-I-C. Nostalgic is the one that I copied the materia slots from for Aerith and Yuffie and Tifa, and I've taken Tifa out and swapped him for Cloud because of his defense and his magic output. It goes up to 460 for this match. I've had it up to 470 for other things I've done with Cloud. But Cloud also provides a lot of defense against Sephiroth with his counters. I'm not able to get a counter stance against him, but the Punisher block is very effective against his normal attacks. So using Cloud gave me a very clear advantage over particularly Gilgamesh and Sephiroth were killing either Tifa or Yuffie or Aerith. It didn't matter. I was having a lot of trouble against on rounds 4 and 5. This, you're going to see me fail here, and that's why I left it in, because it's the entire round and how fast Gilgamesh actually put me into the red, kills Yuffie, I revive Yuffie, and then he takes her down again. It's very crucial to get the
this is really fucking hard.
The ATB ward down and Yuffie building ATB for the fire spells very fast in rounds 4 and 5. Anyway, we're going to go over some of that right now. Starting from round 1, again, now I have Cloud swapped out from Tifa with a Chocokings cape and a TIME Materia. And in the beginning of every round, I let the bosses aggro onto Cloud and cast haste onto Yuffie. That's essential. Get the bosses away and their heads off of Aerith and Yuffie immediately. Switch to Aerith, throw your ATB boost, throw your ATB ward onto Yuffie, throw your arcane ward onto Cloud if you feel it so just. Cloud's going to have his 2 first, typically, because she's got to drop her ward still to double the magic. Throw your fire with Cloud immediately and get the ball rolling and just keep spamming fire until each round ends. Rounds 1, 2, and 3 are almost identical to each other outside of the summons that you're fighting. At the end of this round, after you kill Kiata, as soon as that prompt comes up, you want to hit a level 3 Blizzard with Aerith onto Phoenix and a triple slash, just to keep him going, and you can take down Phoenix before he raises Kiata each time. It's not that hard. It takes a little practice and time. That's all it is, really. All 3 of these rounds were real rough on the girls in general, and I mean, I could get through them and I could get to Gilgamesh consistently, but then Gilgamesh would take me down. I wasn't having time to heal either. In this, you're going to see I have time to heal each round. I heal with Aerith. She has a magnified heal on her. Also, another thing that I have changed, I have a Magnify with Barrier on Yuffie, and that is for round 5. You're going to put Barrier down as soon as she's got 2 ATB and you've sent a couple fire spells out already. Get Barrier down, and that way Yuffie and Aerith can survive the octoslash and the shadowy chains. And again, like I said, you send the Blizzard out right away, and Phoenix doesn't stand a chance to raise it. Here, Bahamut and Titan were pushing either Tifa or Yuffie to the edge of the ring and just knocking them out, and falling unconscious, reprieve, 1 health left, falling unconscious again. It didn't matter what I did. I wasn't able to pass this with a high enough health threshold to even beat the 3rd round sometimes with Tifa. As soon as I put Cloud in, it tended to work. Also, he has the focus thrust, which comes out a little faster than Tifa's focus strike. Use that against any of the ground summons, such as Titan, Alexander. You can even throw Infinity's End also on the staggered enemies for a huge damage threshold that is just uncompromisable. I mean, when Aerith is hitting them with a spell and Cloud drops Infinity's End, you're looking at like 30-40% of their health dropping just instantly to a staggered enemy. And there's, I mean, it's just 1 attack too. So again, it's a long windup though. As soon as he's pressured, get that focus thrust in if you can. Get another one in, because it does bring his pressure gauge up faster than spells can come out, technically. I wasn't able to stagger him this time, but it is possible. So just stay diligent against these guys. Keep Yuffie spamming that ATB. Oh, I better mention this. Bound to all three, triangle, circle, and X, is Brumal form. It's essential even. Having Brumal form bound to 3 of the 4 keys on the button pad. So you associate square with your attack button anyway, right? So leave whatever your favorite attack is, Windstorm or Blindside or whatever, onto square, because you associate that with attack. So when you switch to Yuffie, you're not attacking, you know that you're going to be Brumal forming. But whatever button you use for it already, or if you're uncomfortable with it and you haven't been binding Brumal form to a key as you've been using Yuffie, or if you're uncomfortable with Yuffie, bind Brumal form to 3 of the keys. Or if you're that uncomfortable and you know you're not going to be doing a lot of attacks with her, bind it to all 4 of the buttons. Bind it to square also, just because the mistakes flow here. You can make these things are happening really fast. You're not looking at the battle itself. You're looking at the ATB bars and you're looking at the command menu mostly, and you're making sure Yuffie's safe. You know, that's what you're looking at the menu outside of the menus for. Again, you can triple slash Bahamut's wings also with Cloud. That's very efficient. You throw and then a firebolt blade into the other wing, whichever one's remaining. That helps too. Well, but when Bahamut starts charging up. Round 3, real easy. Again, you're gonna haste with Yuffie with Cloud. You're gonna switch to Aerith, ATB boost, ATB ward onto Yuffie, Arcane ward onto Cloud. Send fire with Cloud as soon as possible at Odin. Then again, and then send another fire with Aerith at Odin, just to make sure he vanishes, because if the ward's not up or something, and you didn't hit him at full power, for whatever reason Odin's still hanging out, hit him with 2 fire to make sure he leaves. If you want to really go after him and hit him with a 3rd, he'll become pressured and you can really stagger and finish him off now. But the shockwaves from his wave cannon that are on the ground knock Yuffie off of her game. And you gotta keep her, you can't have those bars stagnant. So let him vanish, go after the arms on Alexander, because those arms are just a pain in the ass. He's not moving, he's just throwing all those shockwaves at you. So once you get one arm down, go ahead and let Cloud go in, take out the other arm however you see fit, and do focus thrust to Alexander while pressured, and while casting more spells with Aerith. Because if you throw an Infinity's End onto Alexander while he's staggered, it hurts him bad. And it's not like you need to change things up and use these commands with Cloud. You can go ahead and spell these, blast, throw extra Chzy on the spells all you want, and he'll still die. I just found this to be incredibly efficient to use Cloud in here, because if you know his commands better than Tifa, you're more comfortable with him with Tifa because you used him as the main character through normal mode, obviously. You may find this a lot easier, because I know I did. I was having a lot of trouble. I spent a good 6 to 8 hours trying to do this with different builds from different people on the internet, and I found this one worked the best with Tifa, Aerith, and Yuffie, but I wasn't completing it. I could get to Sephiroth, but barely, and I could hardly get him to do the Infinity change. I barely got him that far down. He was always taking someone down. This was such a great build that I constantly have synergy abilities available throughout basically all the battles almost too. So if worst comes to worst, I can always fall back on the synergy ability to delay the round, or to delay the damage, or to take a summon out of one of their attacks even, because the synergy abilities can't be that effective, or it pulls them out of an attack anyway. But in order to get this reward, which everybody deserves, because it's the ultimate reward, but at the same time, it's not saving you. Once you have this thing, and you have your limit break at the start of every battle, it's not like you're going to start winning everything on hard mode. Hard mode's still hard mode. You can hit a summon with a limit break, and it doesn't even, put pressure on the gauge if they're not staggered. So, I mean, it's a monkey's paw of an item. You can use it with your limit siphon. So, Gilgamesh, let's talk about that. It's almost best to stay on Cloud and send the ATB ward onto Yuffie through the command prompt. It's up to you if you want to risk it and go for that ATB boost. I did get one of my ATB wards taken away from me. I'm not that worried about it because of how everyone builds ATB fast, but it's really important to cast haste onto Yuffie, get the ATB ward down, and get Yuffie spamming Brumal form as soon as possible in this match, because once you have him pressured, you now have control and you can keep getting the spells flying and you can get him staggered. But until then, and even during the pressure stage, he can change things up real fast and turn you into a frog. He can ruin your run, he can ruin your day, and Gilgamesh was not messing around. Neither is Sephiroth, but he's a little easier to control in the map. Gilgamesh is all over the place, and then your characters, like both Cloud and Aerith, doesn't rush in as much, but Cloud will as you're controlling Yuffie. So you want to keep your guys away from this guy too. His attacks, that whirlwind sword that he spins in the AoE is not messing around. It's not going to drop you, but it takes off a lot. So it's just stay away from him, get those wards down, and spam magic. I don't even bother playing games with Cloud against him because I know like that he's not messing around. Beginning a Sephiroth round, cast haste onto Yuffie, hit triangle, hit R1, hold R1. Sephiroth is going to attack Cloud. It's just inevitable. You got a quick counter on him. Now he's behind you. You can turn around and if you want, activate Fury from your Punisher mode, which I do here. I don't find that to be all that helpful as Cloud takes too much damage and dies in this round, but outside of that, do what you want and continue to be ready to counter his basic attacks with Cloud while controlling him. But it's more important to get the ATB ward out through the command prompt with Aerith onto Yuffie while you're messing around with Cloud. Cast Barrier once you have 2 ATB and you know you can spare it, because it's not, you have your ATB boost with Yuffie still too. Always remember that and Aerith, because I used it in the beginning, but if you do it through the command menu, you're still going to have your ATB boost to cast a Cure or your Barrier with Yuffie when need be. So he's already cast Shadowy Chains onto Yuffie, and he's about to do it to Aerith. From here, you can actually give Sephiroth a run for his money with Cloud. I wasn't able to, I wasn't ready for it, and he took me out pretty quick actually with Cloud. Puts me down to 2200, and then he's going to finish me off with the Shadowy Chains. Pardon me. From there, Aerith and Yuffie are still going to be able to control the situation because he's what, 30% down and going into his affinity change with another 25 to 30% of his health taken. So if I can get the spells out, I'm worried right now. I'm worried because I know Cloud's going down from this because I've seen how much health it takes off on Tifa and whatnot. And Aerith, he's killed Aerith that way on me before. So here I'm just going to get a fire out with Aerith, and I'm going to hope for his affinity change. And it doesn't happen quite right away, but it bounces him out into the air. I get another fire out and get ready for that affinity change because I know it's now coming because I hit. And once he turns to fire, through Nostalgic's build, you have elemental fire. So if he's hitting you with his Firaga, he's now granting me health also. So I'm not all that concerned, not because it's happening. He changes his affinity, and I'm kind of golden. I throw out a Cure with Aerith, and just pray that my barrier is still active. But I know that, okay, if Aerith, I have an ATB boost too, and I'm too stupid to use it. But I do use it as soon as my ATB is full, so don't be an idiot like me. See, I had full ATB and I hit boost at the same time. So mistakes are possible. Small mistakes are possible. But the blizzard comes out, and bam, he's staggered. And from here I know I won. I'm gonna spend Yuffie's ATB now. What, through a windstorm, you know? I keep windstorm bound to a square.
Yes.
And it's over.
The nightmare is over. The nightmare is over.
So that's all I have to say about this. Heal in rounds, every round. Heal in every round except for 4 if you can, because 4 it's going to happen so fast. You need him to die. You can't let him get back up. You don't have time for anything but to kill him. Good luck.